Good morning, everyone. I just wanted to come on. This is Hallie with Gemini Media Productions again. If you're not following, please do. Please hit that subscribe button and like and share this video. I'm going to be talking a little bit about my relationship with Christianity and delving into why I would not consider myself a Christian anymore. I figured it was only fitting because I'm about to head to Agape's service in a little bit. I'm going to get some good meditation. I'm going to hear a good word. I'm going to go to choir rehearsal afterwards. It's going to be a great day. So I have been meaning to make this video for a while, and I was like, why not just do it right now, right? So my background with Christianity, my dad is a pastor, used to be at a pretty big church. If you're from LA, you know, Los Angeles. And then he broke off for various reasons, scandalous, to create his own church. Not necessarily that it wasn't his scandal, I want to say. It was some tea and some mess that was going down at Los Angeles. So if you know, you know. But he made his own church, right? So it was in Bellflower. It was like a pretty small church, 30, in the biggest, it had about 30 members. I guess it's funny, I just learned this recently, but I guess what the type of Christian or denomination he would say is kind of episcopal. Somebody correct me in the comments. Episcopal or something. Like he speaks in tongues, just to give context. I don't really know much more than that. I don't remember. Kind of try to block that part out of my life, out of my memory a little bit. But yeah, so that's kind of my background. As far as my relationship with Christianity, I always was a little, okay, I'm gonna keep it a buck. I didn't like going to church. I like most, you know, Black children did not like going to church. I did not like being forced to go to church. There was some good people there, there was some, but there was also some very negative, gossipy, uh, misconstruing and portraying who they really are, backbiting, a lot of that going on too. And I won't say necessarily that's like all happening I don't know. I think it all happens at small churches, big churches. I don't think it happens at all Christian churches. I would like to clarify that. I don't know because I haven't been to all Christian churches. I'm just saying what my experience has been and what others' shared experiences have been going to Christian churches. So that's just, it is what it is. But that's kind of how I felt with the social aspect of going to church. As far as my personal relationship with Christianity, I feel like there were points where I really did feel like I believed it, and I was like, because you're socialized and conditioned to. So I didn't really question it until I think maybe around 13, 14. I just felt like this is not where I belong. I don't feel like I'm like, if this is what I have to look forward to, and this is what I'm like the people I'm like supposed to emulate, I don't want any parts of it. So I think after 18, like most of my teenage years, I was not into church or I just was trying to find ways to get out of it, to be honest, like most teenagers. So yeah, once I moved out of my dad's house, I didn't go to church ever. I didn't go to anybody's church. I was just like, I wouldn't say that I was never atheist, so I never didn't believe there was a God. I just was like, that is not for me. Like the whole Christianity thing, I'm like, it's just not for me. it's too hypocritical, because like the people that are telling you to do X, Y, and Z are doing X, Y, or to not do X, Y, and Z are doing X, Y, and Z. It's I just find that it's not based on truth. Um, so yeah, I've from like 18 to 20 21, I was pretty much just out there. I was like, I didn't have any spiritual home or any religious affiliation. I was just kind of doing me. And then 21, I started getting into my more spiritual side. So I like started looking into crystals and affirmations and energy, actually the law of attraction and The Secret, that movie, and me working with this like energy coach. He helped me learn about different techniques and different things that I just didn't, know about. And so I stopped working with him after about, I think maybe like 4 months or so. And it was a good experience. Like I feel like I learned, I definitely learned a lot, but that's what set me kind of on my little spiritual journey. And I was just learning about, the chakras, and I had crystals, and I had, I was doing yoga, and I was trying to use, the powers of manifestation and all those things. So that's where that kind of started. And then I believe it wasn't actually, I skipped something. I think. Because, yeah, I joined Agape in 2019. And that was, no, no, no. So sorry. Okay. I was 21. Next year, that's when I joined um, Agape, because that was 20. Yeah. So the next year, I joined Agape. Well, I discovered it through my aunt. So she was like asking, because me and my mom also, after my parents got divorced, she didn't go to church either. She did not, she felt kind of had similar feelings and experience to me. And, and she obviously had more than me because she was, alive before I was, and was in the church and saw like the inner workings of it, and was like involved in the church community and doing the conferences and being like, so she really saw like, okay, what these people were about. And so I just, from a, my own perspective, was able to pick that up and was like, ooh, I'm good. So we were both kind of on the same page, not really, you know, um, going anywhere in terms of a church home. So she was like, we should check out Agape. And we were like, Agape International Spiritual Center, by the way. Service is held at the Saban Theater in Beverly Hills. So please come through. Meditation starts at 10:30. Service starts at 11. But you can also watch online. So there's that. So yeah, we were like, what is this? Like, I don't know. She was just like, you have to go. Like, we have to go. You can't really explain it. And it's true. You can't really explain it. So we went, and I will never forget the first time that I walked in the building. They give you, like, there's just so much like love and light energy just when you walk into the space. And I remember, because I was not in that place in my life. I was feeling very dark. I was definitely going through, an alcohol addiction. I was not in a good place and space in my life, to be honest. I had a lot of negative self-talk, anxiety, bouts of depression. It was just, it's not a great point. So when you are in that space, it's really weird and uncomfortable to go into a space where there's like love and light energy. It's like, it made me want to go like this. Like, what the hell is this? But they also give you this little orange, or they used to give you this little orange pen that said like you were a new visitor or whatever. And I remember me and my mom both refused to wear them. We took them, we're like, because we didn't want the tension that comes with, okay, people know that you're a new person. Because I was like, it was already uncomfortable just being in there. So I didn't want people just like coming up to me and, or, like that freaked me out. So same thing with when we were sitting and they do the new member, like they ask you to rise, and then we sing our new member song to you, which now I love. I almost like cry every time that I do it, just because of that first moment that I had where me and my mom did not want to stand up. We were all looking, Jess was like, stand up, stand up. And we were like, mm-mm, mm-mm, not gonna do that. We were like, no, no, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you. We're not gonna do that. But yeah, then the service proceeded, and I don't remember what it was about, but I do remember I was just crying because it touched me. And the ideology that, you know, we don't need to go by religions anymore, because religion and media is all tied together just to control your mind. And it's to get you reliant on something outside of yourself, which is my core problem with Christianity, because it's this concept of waiting for a savior. Someone's coming to save you. Jesus is coming to save you. And it's like, that's a lie. You need to save yourself. And you can. I know that sounds like super daunting, and like it can sound hopeless that like, wait, no one's coming to save me, but it's true. And it's better that I tell you the harsh truth than the soft lie that, yeah, you just, need to keep waiting and wait. That's the terminology is used. Wait on the Lord. Just wait on the Lord. No, don't do that. The Lord or God or spirit or whatever you want to call it has already given you the tools to be able to come through yourself. It's within you already. That's why I like one of Michael Beckwith's songs. You are the answer. It's already within you. And so I keep finding, and I kept finding, that Christianity, it just is forcing you to be in a like subservient, like on your knees, waiting, begging for this savior that's not going to come. Like, and I'm not saying that no, you're not going to have, like, God or the spirit can't uplift you and provide you strength and peace and, guidance through tough moments, or that you won't have a community of people that would do that. But at the end of the day, you do need to do it for yourself. And so that's why I really connected with Agape's core principles, that, with your spiritual practice, you can really get through life and believe that back of everything is a divine order. And there's nothing happening outside of God, because God is within you. So you need to, you kind of bring that God essence out of you when you do and when I say spiritual practice, the meditation, affirmations, visioning, healthy eating, working out, those are all part of, your spiritual practice. Getting in nature, disconnecting from, technology, all of the things like praise, journaling, gratitude, staying in those practices, spiritual knowledge, if you're reading books, and your sacred fellowship, meeting with like minds, because that's a really big thing. I mean, whoever you're around is who you're gonna turn into. And so that's, again, circling back to my issue with Christianity. I was like, if I don't want to be like you, I can't be around you. That, like, and I think people really, you need to take that into account in every area of your life. Relationships, like, you can't just keep people around you just because they're your family. I know but they're my family. I can't. It's like, yes, you can. You can cut them off. If they are toxic for you and they're not respecting your boundaries and they're not helping you get to the good, positive places that you want to go in life, it's a wrap. It's a wrap ski. Like, it can't be anything else but that. You cannot sacrifice yourself for your family. And I like to describe, there is what I like to call family, which is people that may or may not have blood, relation to you, that actually shows up and supports you and is a good positive influence in your life. That's family. Then there's relatives. Those are people that share the same blood as you. That doesn't make them family just automatically because you guys share the same blood. You're not, that's what Agape teaches you, is that you are a spiritual being. You're not in these flesh bags. This is not you. That's not the real you. It's what's in here. And so people get, that's a level that a lot of people can't access because they're not willing to cut people out of their lives. And it's hard. I'm not saying it's easy. I'm not saying it's easy. It's happened to me. I've done it. It's not easy. But do I regret the decision? Absolutely not. Never. Because you can't, that's one of the 48 laws of power. Never stay around unlucky and unhappy people. Now, I don't mean that like if you have a good person in your life and they're going through something traumatic and they're unhappy or, like for that, for that reason, I'm not saying like cut people off when they're unhappy. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying chronically unhappy and unlucky people who don't want to change their situation and get better. You have got to cut them off or you will not get to that next level. It's not possible. So that's something, just some of the things like that I've picked up from being at Agape, being in the choir, being on the prayer calls every morning. Every 8 a.m. they have a live prayer every day, and 12 p.m. meditation. It's been the most amazing 4 years of my life. And I was so glad when I moved back to LA so that I could come to the services again. So I highly recommend everyone check out Agape International Spiritual Center. And I just kind of wanted to share my story with Christianity, kind of like what my take is on it and why it just didn't work for me. And I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments. If Christianity works for you, that's great. I also want to make sure that I clarify that, I'm not telling anybody to not be Christian. I don't really care what, what belief that you have. That's great. If you want to tell me why Christianity is amazing and why what I said is bullshit, go ahead. Feel free. It's a free country. That's why I love being in the USA, baby. So yes, please comment, like, share, and hit that subscribe button if you want to hear more from me. Bye.
Wars are happening at this very moment in the world. 32 wars are happening right now in the world. And for me, for us to have 32 wars going on in the world, it tells me that the politicians or leaders of the world are not doing a good job.
Right.
So people, we of the world have to fix it. We have to demand world peace in the world. We can't just talk about it, we gotta just be about it. When I wrote this song, I was inspired by remembering as a little boy, I would go on the radio and hear these different ministers say, send your offering in and send your prayer in, and things will happen. Well, we are an action people.
Yes.
The only way we can make things happen is to put action, the action of love in it. So that inspired me to, when I was 24, write this song. Good morning, friend.
Yeah.
Here's your friendly announcer. I have serious news to pass on to everybody. What I'm about to say could mean the world's disaster, could change your joy and laughter to tears in